Story time. Now the past couple of weeks have been really fun. About 2.5 weeks ago I had a guided fishing trip, a successful one. And at the end of that trip, the belt on my Ulterra trolling motor was loose. Now I attempted to fix it myself. I tightened it up using the mechanism that's in the head of the trolling motor. I took the boat out to do a video for you guys. I caught a fish on the video, and I think it was the only fish on the video. I started heading back to the ramp and encountered 2 wake boats in the middle of the river, in the middle of the Tennessee River, and I couldn't avoid them. They didn't slow down. I slowed down. I got to maybe less than 10 miles per hour, but it wasn't enough to stop me from slapping the front of the boat really hard. I'm talking up a 6-foot wave and smashing down. And that caused the belt once again to get loose. Now I would have taken it to my local repair shop, Swafford's. However, he was on vacation for a week and he was a week behind. I needed my trolling motor for another guided fishing trip in the future. So I decided to try to fix the belt myself. I thought, it's got to be pretty easy. So I ordered a belt on Amazon and it got lost in the mail. This was around the time of the Smoky Mountain Fishing Expo. So they sent me a belt, it got lost. They sent me a second belt that came in about 2 days before the weekend of my next guided fishing trip. I tried to put it on, I tried to put it back together, and the short happened. I completely messed up the install. Funny enough, I ended up doing that guided trip without my trolling motor, and it was successful. We caught some really nice fish. He had a great time. It was a very successful trip, even without a trolling motor. Now that evening afterward, I went fishing for you guys and did yet another failure. I was using this camera, however, it was set to slow motion for the entire night. So when my buddy Clint and his buddy was casting out the bait into the water, it was slow motion. The slow motion this camera records is without audio, and it needs a lot of light. Of course, when you've got a new moon and no light, it really kills the image quality. However, I'm going to show you the catfish that Clint's buddy caught on my boat. I sped it up, added a little music. Here's the clip. Now that fish was not the only one that was caught that night. Clint was being camera shy and hiding on the front of the boat away from the camera. He brought some crickets, he brought an ultralight, and he caught this little bitty bass. At least we caught fish. Even with a slow motion mistake, at least we caught fish on camera. It did take us a few hours, And crazy enough, we were close to where I took my client. When I took my client to that area, we were catching all kinds of fish. But when we went there, 4 or 5 hours of one fish. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. I actually thought it would have been a good night to fish because with a new moon, there's no light. So usually the predator fish are hanging low while something like a catfish will be swimming around looking for something to eat. I also had it in my mind because of the cooler weather, the morning time before sunup would have been a great time to catch fish. And it was for the client. However, I guess the fish just hadn't moved into the area yet to be caught. With the client, we caught a bunch of fish before sunup, but as soon as the sun came up, everything shut down. Then we went to deeper water and started catching bigger fish. You win some, you lose some, and sometimes you record it wrong. Now thankfully that trolling motor is now fixed. However, I did order a new trolling motor because that trolling motor was a used one. The person who fixed it is actually buying it from me, and this 112 Ulterra has the manual remote. It's something I probably haven't talked to you guys about. The digital or the touchscreen remote on the higher end Ulterras, the 112 Ulterras, it's a mess. If you have it on your chest, you could actually move stuff around, move your trolling motor around on accident. It's annoying. The one that's supposed to come with this one is manual. Here, let me show you. Here's the best remote that Minn Kota has ever made. There is no touchscreen on this. It's all physical buttons. I really, really love these remotes. And this remote will not work with the version of the Ulterra that uses the touchscreen remote. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It really wasn't one of my best videos there is, thanks to me not setting up my camera right. I do believe that I'm not in slow motion right now. I am going to put this on my boat. All I have to do is put a plate on it on the bottom and put it onto my mounting bracket and lock it down with a lock. It's that simple. Outside of a little bit of electrical work. I did cut the plug off the other one, which I put on here, and that's probably not the best way to do things, but I'm going to do it anyway. If I feel like the wire's heating up too much, then I might redo it. You can definitely leave me a comment below if you think splicing on the old plug is a bad idea. And I'm definitely going to turn on my big fan and let it cool off in here before I work on this because it's really hot. It does get a little bit too hot in the garage. I think someday I need to put a second fan up top here blowing out to help cool the garage down. Right now, there's only one fan that's running all the time in the back of the garage. I think it helps a little bit, but not quite enough. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch my video. I really, really appreciate it. I really do hope once I get this set up, I won't have problems out of a trolling motor for a very long while. So definitely wish me luck on this project. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you next time.